these days. And while we were actually preparing for this session, I would say that I had a lot of learning. Uh, and we have in ACCA Mr. Farjad, who has come all the way especially to deliver this session. Thank you very much, Farjad. And let me just say, Farjad works with Daraz right now, which is the largest e-commerce platform in Pakistan, and he will give us a good insight of what e-commerce potential is for Pakistan.
Okay. Well, let's start with e-commerce. Basically, e-commerce is like the consumption of goods and services via internet. It's been widely used here. And coming to the point where we will talk about the benefits of e-commerce, starting from that the e-commerce basically has its own benefits, saying like around the clock availability of products. Like you can just sit and you can order whenever you want, despite the holidays, anywhere from any time, like sitting home, ordering anytime you want. Secondly, coming to the other benefit, there are like wide range and variety of products available online, depending on your desire and needs. You can order them whenever you want.
So you have a good experience of working with the RAS for over last year or so.
Yeah, I started in January 2016, and since then I've been part of the operation teams, production to be specific. And there I was taking care of content development, where you write the description of the product. Then there was inbound logistics, all the items that were coming in for photo shoot, outbounding them, delivering them back. I have a team of my own, the team management is there. And then we have to coordinate with the vendors and vendor managers. This is all I've been doing.
So how does it all work? Because we agree to a lot of what you just said, you just mentioned. Because is it safe? That's the first thing that just comes and pops in your mind. So if I were to buy something using an e-commerce platform, how safe it is? Would I get swindled, or do these platforms work? And give your honest opinion.
Well, of course, there's like pros and cons for everything, and of course it does. It's right safe. There has been like rumors that we sell replica items and everything, and nothing as such. It's very simple. You just go in log on to the website, find the product, order it, and every website will give you a very specific time in which they will deliver the product. Sorry for getting you there. For like any problems arising, like if you don't like the product, either the product is damaged, and of course, every business, let's say, all the leading big names in e-commerce in Pakistan have their policies. You can return the product in a specific given period of time.
Fantastic. I would just like to mention that the conversation that we had, you told me that we can, I could become a retailer if I want to start a business. Like if let's say I'm a ACCA student. By the way, as an FCCA also, I could start my own business using the RAS. How would that work? I mean, because I'm really intrigued how that works if I want to be a retailer, if I want to sell goods using the RAS, how would that work?
Okay, within Daraz, if you want to start up your own business by selling whatever products you desire on Daraz, we have a department within Daraz called the Acquisition and Incubation Department.
Acquisition and Incubation Department.
Their specific task is to acquire new sellers and train them with the industry. By training, I mean you can train them on producing content and how the images are provided on the internet, extract those images from them and everything, and then you can just sell any product you desire once you register on the RAS.
So if I want to sell, let's say, this product, this thing, and I say that, do you also give guidelines to pricing guidelines that you cannot sell it beyond this price, or you have to keep it at a discounted rate? How does that work? Because whenever I visit Daraz or any other e-commerce platform, it seems that there is a sale. So how does that work? Is it good for the retailer? Are there good margins?
Okay, about the pricing strategies, of course, we have to keep the market prices of the product in consideration, of course. And how we come up with the prices like this, that Daraz basically charges commission on different category of products. There are like different commission on apparels, on electronic items, on mobile phones, and this is how they include the commission within the selling price which is available on the website. and that's how they go on selling them.
Fantastic. So,
Yeah.
what would e-commerce platform offer me if I were to give them goods for them to actually, if I want to use their platform, what would they be offering me? They would be give. I mean, I would have to launch my own brand. I would have to create that brand. Correct me if I'm wrong. They would not support me in creating that brand, but they would actually help me in taking snaps of my products and pitching and posting it on the websites.
Okay, once you're signed with Daraz, it's not necessary that you have to create your own brand or something like that. You just get registered with like your own name if you want. Like basically, you can say Taimur Karachi. That's it. That's your shop name. And for, and for instance, you're selling these cell phones.
Yeah.
So you will be provided with like different strategies, your ideas, how you come up with them, like the low pricing strategy. You can come up reducing your price from the market of the cell phone and you can just sell them.
So like if you are a student, you could earn a good pocket money if you use this platform as a seller. I mean,
of course we can. There are like.
Are there any examples of?
If you ask, we give like many sales. Occasionally we do quite frequently. Sorry, my bad. Quite frequently we go for the sales and everything. And on that, if you're a seller of a mobile phone, and for instance we have a mobile week coming up, then you're there. Most of the sellers are there. Of course, you can earn a margin of your own pocket money. If you say if you're a student looking for that, you can. And apart from that, you can even be an employer of the Daraz.
Oh.
You can earn like the salary you get, and you can cover up expenses from all these.
So what's the hiring policy of Daraz? So do you hire outside Karachi right now, or you're primarily based out of Lahore and Karachi?
Yeah, we are like nationwide. We're everywhere. In Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi, but we're mainly headquartered in Karachi. We have our head office at Executive Tower next to Hyperstar in Cebu, and we have 2 warehouses there. As far as hiring is concerned, yes, we do hire, depending on the requirement of the department where the person is needed.
Okay.
So
what's the career path would be if I were to work in an e-commerce sector? Because we are all accountants.
Of course.
So do e-commerce platform have a huge accounting department? And I'm talking about e-commerce perspective. You have to talk about Yevo and other businesses which are functional in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have a good career as an accountant in those organizations?
Okay, to answer this question, I believe I'll just put my own example over here and I will guide you on it. Well, like back as I told you, I joined Daraz in January 2016. I initially entered Daraz as a content developer. I used to write descriptions for the product. And with time, as I became more aware of the SOPs and everything, you can say, became the aware of the SOPs and all the management and the processes. I moved forward, looking forward to the logistics and finance, management of my team and operations and all that. And as far as employment is concerned, as I told you before, like wherever the department is looking for the person, the desired person, they can ask for him to come and join.
That's fantastic. And I would also like to mention here, Farjad is not an ACCA member, he's not an ACCA FT yet, and he's an ACCA student. It's something, it was very inspiring for me, being a member, that this kid has achieved so much in life. So that means there is a lot of potential in this sector, e-commerce. And now let's talk about the volumes. We get bombarded by Black Friday. Can you tell us what this Black Friday is and how it works?
Okay, basically Black Friday is like a marketing strategy for growth of the e-commerce business in Pakistan. They come up with strategies giving various kind of discounts on different categories. And the idea was that Daraz basically was the pioneer of introducing Black Friday to Pakistan. Following that, other e-commerce big leading names were here, like Yevo was there, Kemo, Daraz.pk, many other came along.
Kemo is your subsidiary?
Kemo is not subsidiary. We took over Kemo and we're like working together, all the employees, and we're following our model, we're following their model, and just working together under the same roof.
So why don't you sort of merge the brand as well? Why do you want to keep Kemo when you have Daraz?
Well, they have their own policies and all processes, and they want to keep up with the name, and they're running their whole other entire operations
So
apart
they're
from
keeping
Karachi.
that brand.
Yeah, they're keeping the brand
Okay.
because it is a brand, and they wish to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're very glad to be with Daraz. They're following many, like we're covering up all their mistakes they made. They're fulfilling our mistakes and everything, and we're just moving along together.
Can you tell us about what the Raz is about? What when Rocket? This I read somewhere that it was originally which company actually initiated the Raz? Can you talk about give us some insights of how the Raz was formed?
Okay, Daraz, as you said, Rocket Internet, Daraz is basically backed up by Rocket Internet. It's a joint venture, and mostly majority of the investment of Daraz that comes from Rocket Internet. Daraz was basically founded by Munir Meyer back in 2012, and the existing CEOs are P.R.K. Nicholson and Jonathan Leo.
So they are foreigners.
Yeah, they are foreigners because, as I told you, Rocket Internet is a German company, and they keep on like sending different various individuals who keep running the company on like specific time periods. This is how it goes.
So it's a multinational.
It's a multinational. Rocket Internet.
Coming back to Black Friday, how much volume did you achieve on that dreaded Black Friday?
Well, the Raz itself came up with the sales of, I say, 1 billion.
1 billion?
Yes, 1 billion.
And this activity was for how long? How many days?
Well, this ran for like almost a week. We started on, I believe, 25th of November, and this was for an entire week. It was like the internal operations were so quick. You have to be very active, proactive, respond. It was very hassle to like go through with the workflow and everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but somehow we did manage. It was a fantastic effort. And
so do you think that there is a challenge that people still are not accustomed to buying stuff via internet? I mean, I still am pretty. I mean, I don't use internet for buying on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So how are the volumes? Are they increasing? Are people becoming more comfortable with internet while for you shopping, or there are still challenges?
Well, the industry is like rapidly growing, I'll tell you, and with the usage of internet and mobile devices, I believe this is on a large scale. We are coming up with all the sales and all the demand for e-commerce and purchasing through e-commerce and everything. So this is how it goes.
So you see that it has a potential to grow. There's a lot from what I've gathered from this conversation is there's a lot for ACCA affiliates and students. They could become a vendor. They could be an employee of Daraz, which is a fantastic company, and it's a growing business. E-commerce is a growing field. How does the finance function work? Coming back to the finance.
Okay, the finance, we have a team of, I'd say, 10 to 12 individuals who will
10 to 12 individuals?
Yeah, and they are looking after the entire thing from like receivable management, I'll say, preparing the financial statements and everything. We have an audit.
For a business that's so huge, 10 to 12, a team of 10 to 12 finance.
Well, my bad here, I'm not specifically remember the number, but yeah, there are very few of them, but they're doing really good job, and they're old players, and they are within Daraz since the beginning. So it's like an automated process, speeds up.
ERP, you use technology. Basically.
Yes, we of course do in our operations. We have to follow them, and yeah, these guys are doing a great job. And there are many vacancies coming up in finance since the merger with KMO and everything. So the operations are expanding, and we're looking for more people to come on board.
It's really nice. Any questions with it?
Let me check. Okay, so there's one question by Nazifullah. He's saying, please provide more details about the procedure for selling products on Daraz.
Okay. All right. Nasirullah is the name?
Nazifullah.
Nazifullah, okay. To come on Daraz and sell your own products, as I told Timur before, that we have an acquisition department for that. You have to coordinate with them and tell them what are your desired products that you wish to sell on Daraz. For instance, you're coming up and you're like, I have a brand of my t-shirts and I want to sell them on Daraz. They will register you as a seller on Daraz and will guide you with all the necessary process, and they will include and tell you about the commission they charge on the product. Alright, and within those commission, all the things Daraz will provide you will be the delivery, will be the photography, will be the content of that product, and everything. All you have to do is just sit home. Once a customer has placed an order online, all you just have to do is the rider will come, he will pick the product from you and will drop to the consumer. This is how simple it is.
So you don't keep the products in your warehouses. So if
we do keep products in our warehouse as well, but there's an additional cost for that. But it's better to just keep up and store at your own place.
Okay.
If it's not bulky item or anything. Shirts is like how much space do they occupy a little? For like your 100 t-shirts, you can just keep in the store somewhere in your cupboard anywhere, and your rider will come up once the order is placed, and he will just collect it and deliver it to the consumer. This is how simple it is.
So let's talk about the competition right now. So the biggest competition for the Daraz would be
Biggest competition.
main competition.
Within Pakistan, I won't say a specific name, but there are many others like Yevo is there, and Yevo like Shop Online, there's Clicky.pk, many other. OLX, I believe, but they have their own strategies, another business model. Then we have, I believe, Park Wheels, who deals in like selling and purchasing
You
of
can buy a car using online.
Yeah, parkwheels.com, I believe this is what they do.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you can buy a car.
Used cars, rent cars, not specifically I'm known to this business model, but yeah, that's what I do as far as I'm
And they
concerned.
have got a lot of traffic.
Yeah, of course they do.
So that's really nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So my second question, for follow-up would be could I enter into as a competition with Daraz if I start my own platform? Is it easy? Is it that simple? Why would I sell goods using Daraz? I could actually contact an IT firm, could start a website, and could that work for me, or what would be your views on that?
Okay, basically, if you plan to create your own website, which is a very good idea if you're planning to come into e-commerce field, because mainly a very good factor to consider here is a very low cost is required to start up your own e-commerce website. There will be no overheads, I believe. There will be no or very limited staff. You won't be needing many people there. It will be just a simple process, automated process, and you keep on following that. And by that, of course, all the cost you have to bear is just create your own website, hire like 1 to 2 individuals who are good at creating a website and like innovating and everything, and you can just proceed. It's a very good idea, so believe you can. But given competition to Daraz at a very initial stage, I believe it's kind of impossible because we are the leading name in Pakistan for e-commerce.
Yeah, so I mean, if I were to sell shirts, let's say, I've visited Daraz, there are like 24 pages of shirts, There are so many vendors. So, and we talked about this as well. So, if you want to sell something, you should look into selling a niche product, which is unique, which is not a random product. So, which would have its audience, people would want to buy that product. Like, let's say, a special Peshawari chappal or something like that, which people would demand. It's just like having food from Bunch Road. You can't replicate that food even at Zanzama,
Yeah.
So if we start a website and focus on the niche product, do you think that would work?
Well, depend on various occasions and trends. Like you said, Peshawari chappal, right?
Yeah.
We have the season, for instance, let's say Eid is coming along. So it all depends on the consumer demand as well. It's like a very hectic and busy schedule in Eid. So you can go just on the e-commerce website, search for the chappal, whatever the product you need, and you can just get them on your own. It all depends on the consumer demand. And as far as like selling them with a niche product in a very segment market, of course it can work. That's what many people, I believe, many of us, they use Facebook. How many ads do we see daily?
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it does. I myself sometimes order using e-commerce and all that.
That's fantastic. So any more questions? Let's keep it interactive. Please do send in your questions.
Okay, so this person, Sakib Raza, he is saying that his father is in goldsmith and he wants to sell jewelry through the Daraz. So what is the process that he can go about for registering his company?
registering his company, well, the same process I repeated from the other
Same
individual.
thing,
Yeah, it
yeah.
will be the same process, but it all depends that those jewelry items are like replicas or artificial jewelry, or is it like the original thing?
I think it's a replica.
It's a replica. Yeah, we have many vendors who are doing selling replica jewelry.
So why not the original one?
They can as well.
They can?
The original, yeah, of course. Man.
Because I've seen they're pretty expensive items as well.
Yeah, they
watches
are.
especially. So
basically, the problem in like putting these expensive jewelry items is basically they have to send their products for the photo shoot and content development. It's a risk sending those items. They're like expensive, so you have to keep in consideration. Of course, Daraz won't like make them replace or anything. They won't get replaced, but yeah, they have to keep in consideration those expensive items. Many of the vendors we have on Daraz, they do sell like artificial jewelry items. There are many of them, and they go on running. Keep high up the sales.
Okay, so this question is actually not online, but this is by me. Because I have Daraz registered on my cell phone. I think I get updates almost every day. So, is there any way that you guys do a quality check of the products that come to you? Because I'm pretty sure every brand might not be known. You might be addressing to some new brands. So, is there any quality check or quality control that is provided to the vendor by Daraz?
Quality control, of course, we have all the documentation that once we're receiving the item, there is a receiving document. And once those are being delivered back to the vendor, we just verify them from the receiving documents and ensure that those items that came in are going out. There's a very strict quality control check on that, not once but on two sides, from production as well and from outbound logistics as well. So there's a very strict check. And on quality control, talking of which, we do have a quality control department on product content development as well. To look after the quality.
And I also like to mention Farjad that was kind enough to actually make a very good presentation on e-commerce, which if anybody's interested, Vidit and
Sure, I'll send it across.
We can send it across. So now going back to this business. It's all about it's all onshore. I mean, when I say onshore, it's all about the domestic market. Can I use the RAS to sell products for, let's say, outside Pakistan? Let's say I want to sell my products for like a American market or Middle East market.
Yes, okay.
Because you said it's a multinational and it's a German company.
Yeah, we are basically working on that thing, and we have our operations, like similar operations, and selling products abroad, specifically saying in Sri Lanka, Nepal, Malaysia, Indonesia.
So I could sell my Pakistani product in
Sri Lanka. I believe we're working on that.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress kind of thing, but yeah, keeping in consideration that we have to bear a very huge amount of transportation cost on that. So it's like the departments are working on that, maybe trying to set up our operations abroad Pakistan in other countries where it's easy to just deliver the items, avoiding the transportation cost and everything involved in India.
On the other note, do you use a competition? I mean, competitions products. I mean, Rievo. Have you ever used Rievo?
As an employer or a consumer?
As a normal, you know.
Of course, I have.
Yeah.
There's a very good website, Clicky.pk, Clicky.pk.
Okay.
It's on Click. Their prime focus is on apparel and fashion items.
Oh.
And sometimes I find like good t-shirts over there, shoes, accessories, belts. Yeah, I myself.
Online payments or on cash?
Well, they do have an option. If they're going for some sale, you can just pay through your credit or debit card if you need to avail any additional discount. Or of course, the most common cash on delivery.
Cash on delivery. Yeah.
So yeah, as yet I am a satisfied employee and a customer of e-commerce as well. Yeah.
So have you used other you know, this is retail. I mean, I'm talking about food. You know, have you used Food Panda?
Not too much. Well, of course, it's come
have
to
you
food.
used Uber or Careem?
Yeah, Uber and Careem I've used.
That's also e-commerce platform.
Yeah, you can say that. Of course, it is.
You have. So what has been the experience? Is it? Have you understood what's the business model for Careem and Uber? I would say that it's also all it's quite similar to Daraz in a lot of ways because you have to use an app to actually order book your car.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of similarities.
Yes, of course.
So do you know how the finance function or how they operate? Is it similar to Daraz or because they also have it on a commission base? I would assume.
Well, about this commission based, I'm not pretty sure, but as far as operations are concerned, it's a little bit a different model because we have to sell products, talking about Daraz specifically, and we have our warehousing and everything. All they have to do is they register the drivers of the vehicles and they have to, it's like it's a different model, but yeah, it's the same technique they're using. The app and the internet usage again is coming on.
It's coming on, and I think it's a beautiful concept for anybody who's studying and wants to earn extra few bucks. I mean, if they have a car, I mean, they could actually register themselves with Uber and Careem also for part time, you know.
Of course, if they can manage the time, they can. Certainly they can. Most of us were like ACCA members and affiliates. They work, they study along, and you have to just manage time for everything. You have to organize it.
I'll be using some terminology that you used in your presentation, brick and mortar. Can you explain what brick and mortar is? And
okay, brick and mortar basically is the physical presence of a retail outlet. All right. Compared to e-commerce, e-commerce does not have its own like physical store or outlet or anything. There are of course pros and cons, and as compared to brick and mortar, the e-commerce business is expanding. On the basis of certain points which I'll discuss, which I have in front of me, are like e-commerce and brick and mortar. Of course, to start up a physical store, you will be needing a high setup cost. Alright, you will be needing the place, the overhead, the staff and everything, whereas compared to e-commerce, you don't need all that. There's a very low setup cost, I believe, which can attract the investment if you believe you can start. Then, on e-commerce, you can target a very big market. Like as you said, we can sell our products outside Pakistan and everything. And when it comes to brick and mortars, it's all the people aware of the store it's there, and from there they can go and purchase. Alright, this is it. And there's low operational cost, of course, low staff required in e-commerce compared to brick and mortar. Then e-commerce basically operates 24/7, the first thing which I said, which is the main prime benefit of an e-commerce. Unlike brick and mortar and a physical retailer, which operates mainly for like 24 hours, I believe, and excluding holidays and everything. Well, this is it.
Can you also, another slide of your presentation is US shoppers' preference for brick and mortar versus online. So you're saying that there's a preference of buying stuff from shops rather than online, even in US.
Yeah, of course it is. US is the main leading global brand. Amazon is there, and there are many more. And the US consumer preference is there.
No, I mean, is it that they have a preference for brick and mortar, or they have a preference for online? I would assume that they have a preference for online. Is it that true?
Well, it all depends. There are pros and cons for both of them, as we just discussed.
I'm talking about the US market. Okay. US shoppers, you have a slide here. US shoppers' preference for brick and mortar versus online. So,
so preference basically they depend on like when you buy a product online compared to when you're buying it physically, the product is not in front of you.
Okay.
In e-commerce, it's like the product is like online, it's viewable, you can just view it.
You have to trust Daraz.
Yeah, you have to trust Daraz or the e-commerce website for that. The physical item is of course not in front of you. So
people calls complaints that does the return policy work in Daraz?
Yes, of course it does. We have a 7-day return policy, and if you don't like the product, it's damaged, whatever, you can just return it within 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, without any additional charges, of course. Yeah. So coming back to the preferences of the US consumers, you were saying, it all depends on the consumer itself. If he prefers the physical item in front of him for purchasing, he would go for a brick and mortar as a physical item, or else he'd go for the e-commerce website. Then there's the time of delivery, of course. If you go to a retail outlet, you can just pay and get it. And for here, like on e-commerce, you have to wait on a specific day, like 7 days, 4 days, it all depends.
So the turnaround time for Pakistan market, is it similar to what you would have in America or Germany?
Are you comparing like the
turnaround time? If I buy something from online, like in Daraz, you have like four days turnaround.
Yeah, 4 days within Karachi. We have various like operation
timelines.
Yeah, for Lahore and Islamabad, we have 6 to 8 days. It all depends where you're locating from and where the vendor is located.
So is it as good as American market or European market? The turnaround time.
Turnaround?
delivery time?
Well, I won't say comparing it to abroad market, but within Pakistan, yeah, we have our own delivery days timing. Let's say in USA, Amazon, they're making deliveries through drone.
Oh.
So how long will it take to make a order for a drone?
Water case actually.
Yeah, of course. If you want to order a phone, you just place up an order and like few hours the drone will come up with this. So this is how it goes. Yeah. It all depends on the business model and how they're dealing with the delivery and everything. How big the delivery function is. So it all depends on that.
That's really nice. Any questions? Because again, we have to keep it an interactive session.
Yeah, sure.
So please do ask questions.
Let me check. Okay, so there is just one question. Could we use Daraz for services like consultancy and construction services?
Well, as far as services are concerned, no, not yet. But for like on Black Friday, we did introduce a service for like, what was that? Booking of hotels in like northern areas. Okay. We came up with that strategy on Black Friday and we were like giving discounts on various packages because it was like a winter season and most of the people here in like southern areas desire to go in up north. So we were giving packages on that, but as far as services are concerned, no, not yet. Okay, it's just the physical item, the product itself.
Right. So there is another sister company that Rocket Internet has by the name of Juago, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and Juago, I think, deals with all these trips, services regarding the travel and hotels and if somebody wants to travel within Pakistan.
Yes, but this company you're mentioning is not from Pakistan, I believe.
It is by Rocket Internet
it
has been introduced in Pakistan a year and a half ago.
I don't think they have a setup here.
Yeah,
they don't have a setup. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
But of course, they will come up with that if Rocket Internet is backed up. There are other companies that Rocket is looking after as well. They do provide other kinds of services.
Okay.
They might come with that. Yeah.
The gender balance in e-commerce. So male versus female ratio of e-commerce. I would assume that there would be more female buyers on e-commerce platforms. Or
okay, about females and statistical data, there is like mostly male. Like us guys, we prefer ordering online because women, they just mainly focus on the apparel and the fashion items. Okay. All right, and they do not like prefer ordering a cell phone or an electronic item unless there's a sale going on or anything. So yeah, it's just 70% of the males within Pakistan they do use e-commerce as compared to females.
Oh,
and it's in like an approximate idea, 70% of the males.
Yeah, I mean 70 is a...
Yeah, if I want to buy a cell phone, I just go to the website, all the description is there, all the specification of the related item is there, and I would like, yeah, why not order it instead of going yourself and purchasing.
Now, I've been asking you a lot of questions, but I think this question would be close to a lot of the people who are watching us. How can ACC get maximum discounts from Daraz? Can you initiate a scheme for ACCA students and FPHN members within Daraz?
Of course, I can introduce the idea and we can, come up with something.
That's really
nice.
Yeah,
we can, of course.
Yeah, we can.
And employees also.
Yeah, we can encourage people for that. We can come up with that. We have to introduce the idea. Why not? We have like our...
We're so glad we have you. Okay, so 2 questions. Wes wants to know that what if there are fake customers? Is there any way that you control that?
Fake customers?
Fake customers, so that means fake orders. Do you still deliver? And if you do deliver, what sort of impact does it bring on your retailers or vendors?
Okay, firstly, fake consumers, before making the necessary delivery, there's like proper verification. There are phone calls, we just confirm that the consumer is like present there or not, and it all depends on them. So just, it's not like, I've never heard of something like that, like a fake consumer or anything. We place the order, the rider, he will go with the sample to the desired location, the address provided. And if he receives the money, he will get the signature and he will deliver the item. So if the consumer doesn't exist, of course he'll come back with the item himself and return back to the house. That's how it goes,
Okay, so that's simple.
Yeah, it
is,
is.
Right?
There's a proper verification for that, for the fake consumer thing you're saying,
Okay, now this is based on the kind of culture or the concept that we have in Pakistan. but there's still less reliability on putting online orders as compared to going to shops and purchasing the products. So is there any mechanism that Daraz has, or any step that Daraz has taken to promote online shopping in Pakistan, or maybe some kind of trust that can be developed on online shopping platforms in Pakistan specifically?
Well, yeah, there are marketing strategies, and there's a specific budget allotted, and we come up with many sales, giving discount on various like items. For instance, a mobile week was there for a week, and we were running the entire sale. Amazing deal it was, and that is it.
Okay.
Can you brief us on the geographic trends of Pakistan?
Okay.
How does that, how is does it for difference between Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad? Where is the business coming from?
All right. Geographic trends, I'll say that most of the business and most of the orders, they come from mainly three rural cities, which you named already, Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. So most of the traffic, yeah, they do come because people in these big cities are more aware of the technology and the cell phone, the usage of cell phone and everything. They're aware of all this. And yeah, they do order as compared to the rural areas, you can say within Sindh, Balochistan. So,
we had a very interesting conversation. You could also model for the RAS.
well, it was.
And the package is not pretty. It's pretty okay, I guess. I mean, you said that it's like a proper job.
Yeah.
And you could model for the RAS. How does that work?
Well, it all depends on the features and yourself. If you're like presentable and you can just come in, give an audition, and you can be a part of Daraz. Basically, the thing you're saying of the models comes in production,
Okay.
photography related.
Which you're doing right now.
Yeah, which I'm taking.
Which you could give special preference to ACC.
Of course,
Yeah.
Why not?
So.
And by ACC, we mean ACC members as well.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I'm an
Member,
ACC
affiliate, students, candidates, whoever
Yeah.
and interested, presentable, they can come.
I could be a part-time person for you guys. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So how does that work?
Okay, so we have like a model rotation thing. We keep on rotating our models on like a contractual basis for like 4 months. They're hired and then they're paid on daily basis.
Okay.
We paid them like on daily basis and give them a check on a month end.
So how much daily wage?
Okay, it's like 2 to 50 per day.
Okay. 2,500.
Yeah, it's something like that, and that multiplied by the number of working days, and by the month of the end, they receive the check.
So you're talking about approximately.
I'll say 50,000 per month.
This is quite reasonable.
Yeah, quite reasonable, but yeah, they have to report on the office timing. That's not like from a model's prospect, like a commercial or a marketing shoot that you're just going there for 1 day. You are there for like 4 months and you have to report every day. You have to go over
Saturday, Sundays?
Apart from Saturday, Sunday, where it was from weekdays, Monday to Friday, from 9 to 6 they have to report.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're assigned on daily target basis. Like for instance, they have to shoot 50 to 60 apparels daily.
Okay.
Yeah, those are targets that are assigned to them.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, any more questions, Madhu?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a comment. Okay, so this is a comment and a question altogether. His name is SN. He's saying that he has observed that Daraz gives an inflated selling price and offers the promotions, which are pretty attractive as compared to the actual prices. So does it hurt the placement of, does it hurt your placement to the customers? Or he wants to know if you are putting up promotions, does it hurt Daraz reputation or market image in front of customers if you put up promotions?
No, putting up a promotion, yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a standard way of dealing with customers. I mean, every shop actually has this kind of procedure. I think nowadays, every 2 months, there's a sale going on.
Yeah, of course, in all the sales that goes along, we bear the expense. We have a budget allotted for that. If we give a discount on any various category, we take up the expense for that. All the discounts they give.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. This one is interesting by Awais. He wants to know, is there any comparison between Daraz and Alibaba?
Daraz and Alibaba. Okay.
I think in in terms of products, yes, there is, because Alibaba has a delivery and product services, I think, worldwide.
I think Alibaba is a wholesale, if I'm not wrong.
It's a wholesale as
You
well
have
as
to
a
buy in
retailer.
bulk. I think retail website.
There's a different business model for every all the e-commerce businesses, I believe, and Alibaba is like doing something entirely different than compared to Daraz. And basically, at the end, ultimately, it's like the same thing. Ultimately, it's the same thing. We're making deliveries via e-commerce, via internet, yeah.
But interestingly, Jack Ma is very interested in Pakistan market.
Yes.
So we will have Alibaba. I'm pretty sure they will have their offices.
Well, so far we're just hearing things about all this, not confirmed yet about Alibaba.
So what if Alibaba is launched? Do you see that as a threat?
Of course, a competitor. They are a competitor. We will see as a threat.
Do you think you'll be losing market share to Alibaba, or would they be putting up different kind of products?
Definitely, we will. I can't just say we will lose a market share or no. We have our own market. We have our own loyal customers who keep on ordering and everything.
ACC customers.
Yeah, we have the customers. Like once if you place an order,
you have to initiate a special deal for ACC. Yeah.
Okay, how do we build up customer loyalty? We provide them with various offers. If he's ordering, let's say 2 to 3 items, and we can give them like, yeah, आपके पास Uber and Careem, we had this thing on Black Friday कि आपको इतने points मिलने, you can utilize them if you place 2 to 3 orders.
Achha.
Yeah, so that's how we build up with customer loyalty thing. So
you're building on brand loyalty.
Yeah, we are. We do. We have our customers. Those are the main preference. That's how the business runs.
So Farjad, the skills required in this evolving industry, what are the skills? I mean, like for an ACCA student or ACCA affiliate, ACCA member, that they should have to actually progress in e-commerce?
All right. Well, it's not like that an ACCA student is restricted to the finance or like say audit, assurance, advisory. There are certain areas where our skills and like the qualification is required for in various departments. Skills, as far as they're concerned, you have to take ownership. All right, you have to like give your best, work with dedication, do team effort, do what is right. Don't go for like easy things. Just work on like a smart thing and a simple thing, and go on working hard. So leadership is required. I look after a team of my own, and this is how it goes. It's not like we're restricted to the finance thing only.
I think flexibility also, because you're also a finance guy who's working in production, which is supply chain essentially.
Yeah.
So which is a critical, I'm sure, function for Daraz, and they're happy with it.
Yeah, they are.
So you need to be flexible also, because there are a lot of changes. You have to adapt to those changes. E-commerce business is pretty fast-paced, I would assume.
Of course it is.
So, this is a suggestion actually by Wes. He's saying that Daraz should go international, and
we are working on it.
You're working on it?
Yeah, we are working on it. We are basically trying to expand our market to Indonesia, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal.
So you'll be delivering products from Pakistan to all these markets?
We are working on it.
Or would you be bringing products from those countries to Pakistan as well?
It can either work both ways, or we can have our warehouses located there. From there, we can cover up the expenses of transportation. We can have it delivered. For instance, a Nepali customer, if he wants to order, we will have our warehouse located in Nepal, and from there he can make the necessary delivery.
Okay, but that's still in the plan.
Yeah, it's still in the process.
Okay, perfect. Okay, this is...
We do plan to expand abroad, of course we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so this is kind of okay, this is related to something I've already answered, but maybe I can twist it a bit. So they actually want to know if there's any reward program that Daraz would be launching for the loyal customers.
No, nothing.
That would be similar to Careem.
Similar to Careem that you already
Yeah, we do give offers. Like, it's not just we give them offer with Careem food. There are like vouchers provided by Food Panda as well and everything.
But nothing like if, let's say, somebody has purchased a certain amount, they will get certain points collected and eventually they can redeem those points.
Yes, of course we have this. Like once we did, if you can order order anything beyond 10,000, then we will be giving you points to buy anything from Daraz from 2,000. Yeah, we keep on working on strategies like that.
Okay, but
Yeah,
that comes temporarily, right? For certain duration.
Yeah, those points we're talking about that are rewarded to the consumer are for a limited time. They have to utilize it. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay. I don't see any other questions so far which has not been answered already.
So this is a business to customer B2C model. So if you talk about from a regional perspective, Asia Pacific, North America, Western Europe, Central Eastern Europe, Latin America, Middle East and Africa, which region has the most volumes in e-commerce right now?
You're talking about the sales volume?
Yeah.
All right. I believe it's Asia Pacific.
Asia Pacific?
Yeah, because their numbers, the sales, there are, we are in Pakistan as well, there are many e-commerce businesses compared to other regions of the world. So yeah, I would say Asia Pacific is the mostly traffic is found there.
So there is immense opportunity in Pakistan because we have a young population base and internet is getting easier now. Availability of internet is it's more accessible now. So there is a tremendous opportunity for the Daraz and other e-platform businesses. Would you agree on that?
Yes, they can. They can.
So we are almost up anyway. So we would appreciate if you have any questions. Just let us know. Farjad has taken a day off just for you guys. So
a half day off.
A half day off.
Okay.
Whether it was a closing week, I had my tasks there going on, so I was back on my one.
Farjad, why don't you modify for Daraz yourself? You could do that.
I am just happy satisfied with what I'm doing.
But I'm sure you'll be happy if some of the affiliates or members want to model.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting a lot of requests over here if there's any opportunity in terms of freelance writing or maybe photography that they can do for the Daraz.
Writing, there is like content development.
Content development.
That's how I got in Daraz. Yeah.
See, yeah.
So of course there are opportunities.
For them,
there are opportunities. We have our online page as well for Daraz young leaders. Yeah, we have a page for that. They can join them. There are careers opportunities over there provided, and they can move along. We are like running many campaigns. We're going to universities for that. We're looking for great talent.
Okay.
Of course, they can apply.
They can apply.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that answers a lot of questions that were received.
Yeah, of course they can. Why not?
Okay. So if there are any other questions, please shoot. We will be concluding the session shortly. Just let us know any questions that you have. Feel free to type them.
Yeah, and anybody wants this presentation, please send me an email to Nazar.
You can share the presentation as well, and if needed, you can share my email ID as well if there are. If any queries, any questions are there, so please do share my email ID as well.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge for Daraz going right now, considering its business model? Any challenge that Daraz sees right now at the moment?
Not at the moment, but the biggest challenge within the company was Black Friday. Delivering it as we planned was a big challenge for us.
Was that an opportunity or a challenge?
Opportunity, of course, but I'm talking about the internal operation. That was like very challenging. We have to work very active. There was proper coordination, communication needed within the department because there's one mistake and we're all down. It goes like this thing. We're very fast. All department was sitting late hours working with best, and this is how it goes. But we did deliver as planned.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. And apart from that, there are like more competitors coming in. There are many companies who are launching their e-commerce website as well.
Can you brief us on the landscape of the competition that is available
within Pakistan?
Within Pakistan.
Yeah, there are many names. There are many names that are coming in. As I said before, there are OLX, there's like Park Wheels, there's Zameen.com, KMO.pk. KMO is part of
it. Zameen and OLX would not be a direct competition.
Yeah, it won't be a direct competition, but of course it's part of the industry. So yeah, there is competition.
Your competition would be Yevo and Kemo. Kemo, you own Kemo.
Kemo we own. There is like Yevu. We can select. We have many others as well.
Alright.
Yeah.
Clicky, you said.
Clicky, I said, and all the names that are just coming in my mind and just telling you that there are many names. Yeah.
It's a growing.
There are many small businesses as well, and the name client taking are the leading ones.
Oh.
They come under like the top 10 e-commerce business of Pakistan, included in this OLX and Zameen.com and everything.
Okay, this is actually regarding the payment procedure. So this is actually something that what I know is that Daraz generally takes money at the doorstep. It doesn't have any online payment
No,
system.
they have it.
They do have.
I
Okay,
just,
now it does.
yeah.
So if somebody puts a credit card or debit card information, so what they want to know is that mostly done through the mobile, or are people still reluctant to pay online and they prefer paying by hand?
Okay, it all depends. Like I'll give an example of Black Friday here. If you used, we were collaborating with EasyPaisa. If you download their app on a mobile and you pay via EasyPaisa, you'll get a discount of 15%.
Okay.
Alright, and if you just go to EasyPaisa, you place an order, you go to EasyPaisa, you hand over the money to them. On that, we were giving a discount of like say 10%. But on cash on delivery, there was no discount. So this is how we encourage like paying through debit card, which is like a very safe method.
I used credit card through EasyPaisa platform, and now I remember just few days back I used credit card via MobiCash platform. So I think these platforms also give you an opportunity.
Yeah, these platforms, they even do. Apart from that, there were like special discount offers for various banks as well, MCB, JS Bank. And if you like make your payments through their debit or credit card, you would get a discount like let's say 15 or 20%. This is how it goes. Yeah, we have a collaboration with the banks as well in regard to the payments and everything.
Right.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think we don't have any other question. We just have 5 minutes to go, so we can perhaps conclude the session. Any final remarks that you guys want to add?
I think first of all, we just have to thank Farjad.
Yeah.
So I think this was a very insightful session, and it was a, as I mentioned earlier, it was big learning for me as well, because these are new platforms, new lines of businesses. So a lot of learning for me personally as well, and thank you very much for taking time out and giving us all the nitty-gritties of how this business works. And I would also like to request and thank everyone for attending today's session. And I'd like to appreciate. I would like to request them to keep on attending these sessions. We would want more volumes, and we would appreciate if you have any suggestions how we can improve these sessions and make it more relevant for you guys. Just let us know. Please give us your feedback. And do give us a suggestion that would you want a WhatsApp group or other, because we have a Facebook page which is not very active these days. Is that true? You have been posting quite a lot on that.
Yeah, we'll take that offline. While concluding the session, just one last question.
Sure.
Before we let you go.
Sure.
So, where do you see the entire e-commerce business, not just the RAS, e-commerce business in the next 5 years within Pakistan?
Well, as it's growing rapidly compared to the last year, when I joined the industry, it's growing amazingly. And for the next 5 years, they will be on the peak, I believe, because there's a very much demand of e-commerce purchasing.
Okay.
I'll give you a very short example on this. Like last year on Black Friday, the total sales compared to this Black Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning, we crossed the sales of the last year.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And more is definitely expected the next year, this year, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, so the business is
That
going
means you need more resources.
Yeah, we will be needing them. There are opportunities there. You guys
There you
can
go,
come
guys.
in. Yeah. You can come in as a retailer, as a shop, creating your own shop as well. You can come in as an employee, grow this business. It's an amazing industry, amazing field, and like a good experience for myself.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Thank you for the session.
Thanks a lot.